I'm Teisha Bader with the JBS News Update for Wednesday, December the 31st, 2014. The Palestinian resolution submitted to the United Nations Security Council this week failed to pass yesterday. A vote of the UNSC was held late yesterday, with 8 nations on the 15-member council voting yes, 2 voting no, and 5 abstentions. In order to pass, a resolution needs 9 votes in favor and no vetoes from the Council's 5 permanent members, which includes the United States. The U.S. voted against the resolution, as did Australia. U.S. Ambassador to the UN, Samantha Power, called the draft resolution deeply imbalanced. She said, "We voted against it because we know what everyone here knows as well. Peace will come from hard choices and compromises that must come at the negotiating table." Power said the Palestinian resolution would undermine efforts to return to an atmosphere of peace and to achieve a two-state solution. The resolution imposed deadlines on Israel, including withdrawal from the West Bank by the end of 2017. Among those countries who voted in favor of the resolution, Argentina, Chad, Chile, China, France, Jordan, Luxembourg, and Russia. Britain, Nigeria, South Korea, Rwanda, and Lithuania abstained. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu expressed his gratitude to the U.S. and Australia for their support. And Jewish organizations here in the U.S. welcomed the rejection of the resolution and thanked the leadership of the U.S. for working against it. Leaders of the Conference of Presidents, Chairman Robert Sugarman and Executive Vice Chairman Malcolm Hoenlein said the resolution would have undermined the chances for peace by setting arbitrary deadlines, prejudicing final status issues, and undermining chances for a negotiated settlement. Founder and dean of the Simon Wiesenthal Center, Rabbis Marvin Heyer and Abraham Cooper, respectively, said the sooner the Palestinians and their supporters know that it cannot gain statehood without direct negotiations with the Jewish state, the brighter prospects for Middle East will become. B'nai B'rith reiterated that peace can only be achieved through meaningful bilateral negotiations. Jewish Council for Public Affairs Chair Susan Turnbull and President Rabbi Steve Guto said the resolution bypassed the bilateral peace process between Israel and the Palestinians and would have made it all but impossible for peace negotiations to resume. Executive Vice President of the Rabbinical Assembly, Rabbi Julie Schoenfeld, said this unilateral action by the Palestinians does not serve the cause of peace, acknowledge Israel's security needs, or advance the prospect of a two-state solution. The Jewish Federations of North America's chair, Michael Siegel, said the dangerous resolution would only have caused further, perhaps irreparable damage to the pursuit of peace between Israel and the Palestinians. And National Director of the Anti-Defamation League, Abe Foxman, said one-sided measures such as the Palestinian resolution reward Palestinian intransigence and delay the arrival of an independent state for the Palestinians. Foxman said it is time to let President Abbas know that he will not achieve a Palestinian state by evading negotiations with Israel. The IDF military court today convicted Hussam Hassan Kawazme of being the mastermind behind the kidnapping and murder of the 3 Israeli teenagers this past June, Gilad Shar, Naftali Frankel, and Eyal Ifrach. Kawazme was indicted back in September and confessed to planning and financing the attack, which took place on June the 12th in the West Bank. The 2 chief suspects who carried out the actual kidnapping, Marwan Kawazme and Amar Abu Aisha, were killed in a shootout with the IDF in September. The Jewish Agency for Israel and the Ministry of Aliyah and Immigrant Absorption released its end-of-year figures today, showing that Aliyah, or immigration to Israel, hit a 10-year high in 2014. Approximately 26,500 new immigrants came to the country to live, a 32% increase over last year. And for the first time, France topped the list of countries of origin, with nearly 7,000 new immigrants from the country making Aliyah this past year. Also noted a dramatic increase in immigrants from Ukraine, with 5,840 new immigrants this past year compared to some 2,020 in 2013. Chairman of the executive of the Jewish Agency, Natan Sharansky, spoke of what he called a historic shift. He said for the first time in Israel's history, the number of immigrants who came to Israel from the free world is greater than that of immigrants fleeing countries in distress. Sharansky said the trend was proof of Israel's attractiveness and of joint efforts to strengthen connections between Jews across the world and the State of Israel. And turning to our programming for tonight, Wednesday, December the 31st, at 7 o'clock, a tribute honoring the memory of many of the Jewish community's beloved who passed in 2014. And then at 9 o'clock, Mark Golub sits down with Israeli author Ari Shavit on L'chaim. And a special welcoming in of the new year begins at 11:30 tonight. That's here on JBS and jbstv.org. Wishing you a wonderful 2015. I'm Teisha Bader. I will be back on Monday. Happy New Year.